morning, I'm Rose Lee. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, over 136 million adults are living with diabetes or prediabetes in the United States. And did you know 27% of the Florida's population is age 60 or over? And for those who are Medicare beneficiaries, they're 2 times more likely to see a specialist today as they do their primary care physician. And April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. According to data from the National Safety Council, an average of 9 lives are lost each day due to distracted driving. All this when we return. Spring into action to stay healthy as the temperatures gradually rise in Florida. Researchers suggest that hot weather can lead to health issues for people with diabetes, making you more sensitive to high temperatures and humidity. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, over 136 million adults are living with diabetes or prediabetes in the United States. There is a growing number of consumers who are actively seeking ways to lower their sugar intake and balance their blood sugar. Joining us this morning is nationally recognized nutrition expert, registered dietitian, nutritionist, and diabetes expert, Kim Rose. Good morning, Kim.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here today.
Kim, you have taught thousands of clients and patients and their family members as well how to enjoy the foods they love without compromising their health. Since you are both a dietitian and a nutritionist, what is the distinction between the two?
Sure, that is a great question to begin with. So I want everyone to think of it like this. All registered dietitians are nutritionists, but not all nutritionists are registered dietitians.
All right, so to get the job done, it's important to work with a dietitian.
Absolutely. We understand how food and nutrition can impact different health conditions.
The CDC reports 1 in 3 adults, about 98 million Americans, have prediabetes. How do we know if we have prediabetes? And is prediabetes reversible?
Sure. So the only way we know if we have prediabetes is by going to our doctor. A doctor is the only one that can actually diagnose any type of diabetes for that matter. According to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, they state that prediabetes is a condition that is reversible. And we can manage that condition through a variety of different methods. A dietitian may prescribe a particular diet to really augment your blood sugars.
Kim, can too much sugar cause diabetes as well as obesity?
So when we think of diabetes as well as obesity, I want everyone to know that it's quite multifaceted. So it's not just about the foods that you were consuming. There's also genetic factors, there's environmental factors that can cause our blood sugars to be elevated and precipitate the condition. So I would say no, it can't be caused by consuming too much sugar because it is a multifaceted condition.
Wow, that's interesting. Why are more and more people trying to pay attention to their sugar consumption and blood sugar?
That's a great question, Rose Lee.
So I want us to consider this. Last year, according to Madure Intelligence, 61% of Americans made an effort to reduce their sugar intake. This year, according to Forbes, 32% of U.S. adults said improving their diet is a top resolution. We can even see it on social media with the hashtag blood sugar securing over 1 billion views on TikTok. So we see from all of this information that cutting back on sugar can be a strategy for anyone seeking to manage their weight or improve their overall diet. As people strive to stick to their 2024 resolutions they set in January, we may be seeing them reach for more blood sugar-friendly snack options in between their meals. For anyone looking to embrace blood sugar balance, seek out foods that contain higher amounts of protein, healthy fats, and fiber. So I want you to think peanuts. I want you to think sunflower seeds, because getting the most nutrition out of our calories is important. So you may want to prioritize nutrient-dense foods.
What foods do you recommend for those who have diabetes or prediabetes to include in their biggest meal daily, their dinner?
So for anyone seeking to embrace blood sugar balance, I always recommend them to reach for foods that contain higher amounts of protein, healthy fats, as well as fiber. Getting the most nutrition out of our calories is also important. So consider prioritizing nutrient-dense foods, vitamins, minerals, and other health-promoting components, while limiting unhealthy calories. So that could mean reaching for more nuts and seeds, as well as fruits and vegetables.
Kim, what kind of ingredients should we be looking to incorporate into our diet?
For anyone seeking to embrace blood sugar balance, seek out foods that contain higher amounts of protein, healthy fats, and also fiber. So I want you to think peanuts. I want you to think sunflower seeds, because getting the most nutrition out of our calories is important. So you may even want to consider prioritizing nutrient-dense foods.
Kim, are there any convenient blood sugar-friendly snacks that can help us stay committed to our nutrition goals?
Finding convenient and tasty blood sugar-friendly snacks may be challenging, especially if you're looking for something that's pre-packaged and ready to take on the go. Good Measure bars are a great blood sugar-friendly option that make it easy and delicious to say yes to snacking. I can personally vouch for them as a proud partner of the brand. Their peanut butter and dark chocolate nut butter bars combine nuts, seeds, and dark chocolate for a subtly sweet, deliciously creamy, and lightly crunchy snack bar. They contain 5 grams of net carbs, which has little impact on blood sugar, 8 grams of protein, and 3 grams of sugar.
Kim, you are a plethora of dietary facts. So where can our viewers find more information?
You can go online to allingoodmeasure.com for more information.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Kim, and letting us know all these wonderful nutrition tips for balancing your blood sugar. Mentoring opens doors for students and job seekers with disabilities. Open the door to an all-inclusive workplace. Watch the upcoming episodes of Disability Mentoring and get involved in your community. Be a mentor.
Proactive prevention of disease is a function of both the primary care physician and the individual working together to ensure the individual stays healthy and has a good quality of life. Also, to identify the beginning of a disease, example, cancer, diabetes, heart disease. Early detection increases the chances of a complete cure or a maintenance program for the individual patient. To learn more on how to achieve a greater quality of health through preventive medicine, contact us at Infinity Healthcare Group in Broward at 954-586-8058. You need to schedule your annual wellness exam. It is so important. It is the baseline of your health.
Did you know 27% of Florida's population is age 60 or over, with 13.1% of seniors 65 and older living alone? Older adults today are committed to staying healthier, They're seeing more specialists than ever before. And according to a study published in November of 2021 in the Annals of Internal Medicine, Medicare beneficiaries are 2 times as likely to see a specialist today instead of seeing their primary care physician. The study reports nearly a third of older Americans are seeing 5 or more different doctors each year, making coordinating their care especially challenging. So how can you make the best choices when picking the right specialist? Dr. Audrey Baria joins us this morning to provide guidance on how to avoid common mistakes and put you on the path to better health outcomes. Good morning, Dr. Baria.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Doctor, you're very passionate about caring for your patients, and you were inspired at a very young age by your uncle, who was a general practitioner. How did his work as a doctor influence you to take on the commitment to provide your patients with exceptional medical care?
You know, it's a great story, but I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version of it. I used to go on house calls with him when I was just knee high, and he inspired me to take care of generations of patients.
So now you're paying it forward.
Yes, yes.
With the increase of people moving to Florida during and after the pandemic, is it more difficult today for a patient to seek out a medical specialist?
You know, it's not that it's more difficult, but the coordination of care needs to occur with the primary care physician. And that's where the challenge lies. If the patient goes and sees a specialist by themselves and the primary care physician is not aware of this, then there's the miscommunication that occurs right off the bat.
Now, let's explore more on the role of a primary care physician when an older patient wants to see a specialist. Can you explain that process?
Absolutely. So the best course of action here would be that if a patient needs to see a specialist, they need to first have that conversation with the primary care provider and make sure that it's the right specialist at the right time and they're getting the proper care that they need. And what do I mean when I say that? I mean that there needs to be the communication amongst the primary care specialist and the specialist and the patient, so that there's informed decision-making amongst all 3 parties involved.
And also, doctor, the specialist shares their findings with the primary care physician.
Yes. And at WellMed and Optum, this is something that we pride ourselves on because we've got great communication with the specialists that we send our patients to. There's that back and forth written consult notes, phone calls if that's what needs to happen, and the patient is the one that's getting the best quality of care.
So, doctor, what are some common mistakes that make it harder to coordinate healthcare, and how can our viewers avoid these mistakes?
One of the most common mistakes that patients make is to discuss with their family and friends which specialists their family and friends are seeing. And why is this a mistake? It's because the patient's insurance may not cover the specialists that their friends and family are seeing. This is why the role of the primary care physician is so important in this, because when you're seeing one of the WellMed Optum doctors as your primary care physician, then they know whom to send you to because they've already done all of the legwork and know which specialists take the insurances that their patients have.
Is there a limitation on how many specialists a patient can see per year?
So there's no limit per se on the number of specialists a patient can see, but as studies have shown, the more specialists a patient sees, the more difficult it is to manage their care.
And that's the importance why a patient must have that communication with their primary care physician.
Absolutely.
All right, doctor, where can our viewers learn more about their healthcare options?
They can go to carewithresults.com, and all of the things that we discussed today will be on that site.
Thank you, Dr. Baria, for joining us this morning with tips on avoiding common mistakes when choosing a medical specialist.
Thank you.
Mentoring opens doors for students and job seekers with disabilities. Open the door to an all-inclusive workplace Watch the upcoming episodes of Disability Mentoring and get involved in your community. Be a mentor.
Hand washing is one of the most important ways you can keep from getting sick and spreading germs to others. Dirty hands spread disease. This hand washing demonstration will show you how hand washing can get rid of germs and chemicals that get on our hands every day. This gel is like the germs and chemicals that we get from things we touch throughout the day, like our toys and pets. If we then rub our eyes, nose, or mouth, or pick up something to eat, the germs or chemicals can get into our bodies and make us sick. Studies have shown that people touch their eyes, nose, and mouth about 25 times every hour without even realizing it. To get rid of these germs and chemicals, CDC recommends you follow these easy steps every time you wash your hands. Wet, lather, scrub, rinse, and dry. We're going to show you the right way to do each step. First, wet your hands with clean running water. Turn off the tap and apply soap. Then, lather your hands by rubbing them together with the soap. Be sure to lather the backs of your hands, between your fingers, and under your nails. Scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. If you don't have a clock nearby, keep scrubbing until you've sung the happy birthday song twice. Rinse your hands well under clean running water. Dry your hands using a clean towel, electric hand dryer, or air dry them. Let's see how well we got rid of the germs and chemicals. Great. No more germs and chemicals. Wet, lather, scrub, rinse, and dry so you can stay healthy and help keep those around you healthy. For more information, visit cdc.gov/hand washing.
April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. According to data from the National Safety Council, an average of 9 lives are lost each day due to distracted driving. And more than 3,300 people died and nearly 290,000 were injured in crashes involving distracted drivers in 2022. And about 20% of those were killed outside of their vehicles. This behavior is especially dangerous to children within school zones and buses. Florida is ranked second most dangerous state in the U.S. for school zone road safety, and it's clear that urgent action is needed now. Joining us to discuss this and share solutions that can reshape school safety in Florida are former Florida Police Chief Placido Diaz and Melba Rivera from Vera Mobility. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
My pleasure. Placido, may I begin with you? As a former Florida Police Chief in Dade County, how big of a problem is school zone and school bus safety in Dade County and throughout Florida? And how is this being addressed to ensure school bus safety?
Well, statistically speaking, if the numbers that you chimed in on are absolutely correct. They're staggering and scary. And from a personal perspective, having lived it and having dealt with those issues firsthand, I can tell you that what we see as a law enforcement agency or body or enforcement arm of the law are a fraction of what actually occurs. You'll see that the numbers statistically after doing the studies in the school speed zones, the violations are 20, 30, 40 mile an hour over the speed limit and probably 10, 15, 20, 30-fold of what we can capture by doing physical enforcement with our motor units. So the statistics are really, really, really flabbergasting and scary as to just how disregarding people are in following the law.
We both have seen this as Floridians. So you're saying law enforcement is clamping down to enforce school bus safety.
Well, it's very difficult to ensure 100% safety because you have a manpower issue. What Vera does and what we're trying to do across the state of Florida with our public-private partners, over 40 of them, as a matter of fact, is we provide a force multiplier that allows us to capture what one individual officer can't. One of the handicaps that law enforcement has is staffing. And I found that to be one of the major issues. If I staff my school zones with my motor unit the entire day, what I capture is a fraction of the actual violations. So what this does is it provides basically a 24/7 hour monitoring of the area that also brings unintended benefits to the table. Not only will it help in providing safety for the pedestrians, the children, and alike, it also provides a solution for solving crimes. I ran one of the biggest programs in Dade County, which was in the city of Miami, and we use those resources to solve everything from murders to kidnappings and alike. So there are unintended benefits to these resources that Vera provides. As the world leader in photo enforcement and safety, I can tell you it is, in my opinion, the best partner to have when it comes to this technology.
Melba, you have a diverse work experience, including head of specialized services at Uber. So how did you get involved in school bus safety, and what can be done to address school bus safety?
Yeah, so I'm just another concerned mom, right? When you read the statistics about Florida being the second most dangerous state in the U.S. for school zone road safety, think about it as a mom. Their drivers are illegally driving past stopped school buses and speeding 20, 30 miles per hour on school zones. This is really concerning. So my shift became from a place of purpose and a place of impact. What we do at Vera Mobility is really use the technology to change driver behavior, and that's something that's very dear, near, and important to me.
Yes, behavior is the key to school safety. So Melba, tell us, how will camera safety technology improve the safety of children in school zones and buses across the state of Florida?
Yeah, so our technology, like I mentioned, is very focused on changing the driver behavior. We use video-based evidence to record when your vehicle performs an illegal act, and then the vehicle owner will receive a citation for that illegal behavior. So nobody wants to receive a ticket. That's something I don't want to, and I'm sure nobody does. But if you do, or when you do, you think twice about it and about your behavior. And the data proves that. So through our client schools last year, we noted that 98% of drivers that received a citation for illegally passing a stopped school bus never received a second one. And nearly 70% of drivers that passed that were speeding through a school zone and received a citation never received another ticket. So really our technology is changing that behavior for the better, and it's making that much of a safer commute for our children, for our families, and our school staff as well.
Yep, and there's nothing like a good old ticket to solve bad behavior problems, right?
Absolutely.
Placido, how does Vera Mobility collaborate with Florida municipalities, school districts, and law enforcement agencies to ensure the success of safety camera programs in school zones?
We partner based on their needs. We provide a force multiplier that allows them to identify the issues at hand and where we need to address them. We also provide a robust study system that allows us to make sure that we are capturing the needs of the community, definitive of what they need, what their wants are, and what we need to address. We are a force multiplier, like I said before, that allows the agencies to deploy manpower elsewhere where needed. Again, brings unintended benefits to the program and to the agency itself. Not only does it curb behavior, provide for additional safety, but also provides the ability to solve crimes that occur within the span of the technology that is deployed in that particular area.
Melba, how can our viewers who have witnessed drivers speeding past a bus in a school zone help create change?
I always say you have to raise your concerns. Please speak to your school district, to your school board, to local law enforcement, to your principal. The good news is that legislation is available. And now it's really about educating and teaching our school districts about their options for solving these safety issues. So bring it up, raise the concerns, and let's have the conversation.
How can parents become more proactive to keep their kids safe in a school bus?
I truly believe so. Parents, go to your principal and go to your school districts. They are very open to and listening. We've seen a lot of great impact from just having the conversations and bringing it up and understanding. Sometimes the parents just have to tell the school districts, like, hey, if you didn't know, the law has passed, legislation's available. Let's do something about the safety concerns. And here's some examples of my observations. So really enabling the parents to have the conversations that there's technology again, it's about educating and teaching others that there's technology that's available that we could immediately have a change of driver behavior and impact in our community.
And get to those school board meetings.
Get to those school board meetings. They do make a difference.
Placido, tell us, where can our viewers find more information and resources?
You can go to veromobility.com/Florida Safe Zones. And I'm also available for law enforcement agencies, staff, and department heads that are in need of advice, guidance, or help in understanding the benefits of the technologies that we provide. Like I said, we partner with over 40 agencies in the state of Florida looking to expand to bring safety and safer communities and better systems and deployment efforts that will allow not only for safety, but again, for the unintended benefits that they bring in solving crimes. I am available and willing to help.
Excellent. Thank you, Melba and Placido, for joining us to offer solutions to reshape school safety in Florida.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mentoring opens doors for students and job seekers with disabilities. Open the door to an all-inclusive workplace. Watch the upcoming episodes of Disability Mentoring and get involved in your community. Be a mentor.
Proactive prevention of disease is a function of both the primary care physician and the individual working together to ensure the individual stays healthy and has a good quality of life. Also, to identify the beginning of a disease, example, cancer, diabetes, heart disease. Early detection increases the chances of a complete cure or a maintenance program for the individual patient. To learn more on how to achieve a greater quality of health through preventive medicine, contact us at Infinity Healthcare Group in Broward at 954-586-8058. You need to schedule your annual wellness exam. It is so important. It is the baseline of your health.
Technology increasingly benefits the healthcare industry to improve patient outcomes, as healthcare education and awareness can also reverse prediabetes by helping people understand the real effect of what we eat. Awareness coupled with camera technology will keep our children in school bus zones safer. And law enforcement and camera safety technology is vital to decreasing distracted drivers to save lives on Florida roads. Share your plans to create health awareness and school safety in your community at facebook.com/Rose Lee Show and follow us on Instagram at The Rose Lee Show. Watch the episode here and many others 24/7 at RoselyArcherShow.com. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you soon.